How you doing, YouTube? This is Gunner Restarting 67 bringing you another YouTube video. Today's YouTube video is going to be over the ultimate SHTF and prepping force multiplier. Alright, let's go ahead and get into it, YouTube. Alright, when you start your prepping journey, most preppers start with the essential categories of prepping. For me, the most important thing, as I've stated many times on numerous videos on my channel, is security. So I would start off with security, and then right up underneath that, food and water, and then shelter, and then first aid falls like right around there. Once I have a decent amount of those 5 things, once I got at least a month's worth of those 5 things, I went ahead and started expanding to other categories in my prepping journey so I could have the least amount of inconvenience to my life or my daily activities as possible. One of those things that is definitely a luxury, but it is, in my opinion, the biggest force multiplier, is power generation. Right in front of you is my 2 Jackery solar generators. This one right here, this one is my Jackery Explorer 550. As you can tell, it's at 100%. And right here is its little brother, and this one is the Jackery 290. Between these two, I can go ahead and do the majority of things that I would need during a SHTF event. Now, it's not going to power my whole house. I have a gasoline generator that is factored into my preps, and my gasoline generators is a Briggs & Stratton 5,825 watt generator, startup generator with 520 or 5,250 running watts. So that generator in itself, situation dictating, will be able to run anything in my house and probably multiple things before I have to truly start watching what I'm plugging into it. But power generation, in my opinion, is the ultimate force multiplier. Now, if we go ahead and look at all throughout human history, one of the most significant events in human history is the Industrial Revolution. It went from 1760 to 1840, and that's debatable among scholars. The important inventions during this time was a steam engine, light bulb, and the telegraph. The first oil well was drilled in the United States and Pennsylvania in 1859 by Edwin Drake and George Bissell. Now, that's also debatable because the Chinese in like 47 AD, they had came across some oil deposits and they utilized them for their oil lamps. So, but modern day oil usage, it was 1859. And then after that, gasoline was discovered as a byproduct of the oil refining process while they were trying to extract kerosene from oil. And this was utilized to run the new combustion engines that were in the new automobiles, the Ford Model T. The main power generation apparatuses that people are going to use is the gasoline generator and solar generators. Now, you have also other methods of producing power, but those are the 2 main ways that people nowadays generate power. Now, the gasoline generator, some of the pros, they're mega powerful. My gasoline generator can handle a startup wattage of almost 6,000 watts. This solar generator right here, this Jackery Explorer 550, can only handle 1,000. So there's a huge difference between the two. Gasoline generators are usually a lot cheaper. Gasoline is cheap. Well, still cheap and readily available, at least for now. With gasoline generators as well, some of the cons are they're noisy. It requires gas and frequent maintenance to run. Now, solar generators, they have easily renewable power, especially if you have something like this, like a solar panel. There's a 100-watt Jackery solar panel, and I've got one for each of them. And then they're quiet. The easily renewable power source, the solar panels, it's fairly cheap. The sun is free, but that's only after the initial investment. If anybody that's bought these solar generators, they're not cheap. Even this small one right here, I had to save up a little bit for it. But after that initial investment, you don't require any maintenance costs that a gasoline generator requires. Now, some of the cons for solar generators, you can only recharge it if the sun is out. Now, I'm going to put a caveat on that. Normally, that is the case, but if you have a gasoline generator, you can sit down and crank that gasoline generator up, hook these bad boys up to them, and you can go ahead and charge these and store that power for later and shut your gasoline generator off. But traditionally, you can only recharge it if the sun's out. Most solar systems are not as powerful as gas generators. Again, my gasoline generator can produce over almost 6,000 startup watts. This can only do 1,000. So you have a trade-off. Portability, easy operation, easily renewal, no maintenance cost. And then you got to the gasoline generators. Cheap fuel, you have maintenance cost, is loud but extremely powerful. So there's a trade-off. And with all of these methods of creating power allows you to do so many things with your preps. The first thing, the most easiest thing is batteries. This right here can power all my batteries that I utilize for my radios, my flashlights. It aids me in security because I have expeditionary security monitors that I can put batteries in and place them around my property. That way it'll notify me if there's any unwelcome guests on my property. It gives me that buffer to be able to react to someone coming on my property or possibly trying to break into my house. Right here is my Goal Zero Guide 10. I don't think they make these anymore, but here's some Goal Zero batteries. I sit down there, turn on the Jackery, and I plug this up. And it's charging. That red light, it's charging. Right now, it's pulling, I don't know if you can see this, but it's pulling 3 watts. This is a 550 watt solar generator. This would handle hundreds of recharges for this. And this right here these batteries give me the ability to listen to my radios, power my flashlights, like I said, my motion sensors. Also too though, it can do more than just that. It can also power my bigger batteries, like my batteries for my Ryobi tools, like my fan. I've got this little fan and this 4 amp hour lithium battery. I can go ahead and plug this up. I can plug the charger up to this, and I can charge this Ryobi rechargeable battery. And now I can use power tools. I can go ahead and use power tools. So right now it's got it at 59 watts. It'll probably settle down to probably closer to 50 here in a little while. But this allows me to utilize my power tools so I can go ahead and build things. I can fix things if if I have like a tree branch fall through my roof, or I have to go ahead and build any structures or any fencing or anything like that. I can do that. This is why I say that the ability to generate power is a force multiplier. Addition to that, these solar generators, I can go ahead and utilize them for refrigeration as well. I have an IceCo JP42, and I can plug this bad boy up right here, this Jackery Explorer 550 up to it. And in normal conditions, I have ran tests that have ran that Jackery, or as you were, that IceCo JP42 expeditionary cooler refrigerator for over 42 hours on one charge from this. This allows me to go ahead and extend the shelf life of my food. And it is fantastic. If you don't have power generation, you can't do that. Also, too, if you're diabetic, you have the ability to have refrigeration. Now you've just extended your supply of insulin out. Again, having the ability to generate power, store power, is a complete game changer. It is a force multiplier. Additionally, all you security-minded individuals, just like myself, like I've said many times on my channel, I am a retired Marine. Security is a huge, huge part of my preps, because if you can't secure your preps, then you won't own them for very long. This would be perfect. I utilize this for recharging my night vision scopes. I don't have thermal yet. That's on the list, but I would utilize it to power my thermals, recharge my thermal rifle scopes. That allows you to own the night. It allows you to sit down there and police your property during low visibility. It is a force multiplier with the ability to generate power. Another outstanding reason that you should have some type of power generation is drones. Drones are outstanding to be able to utilize to get information about your surrounding areas. I live in North Florida, and in North Florida, anywhere in Florida really, you have hurricanes from June 1st all the way to November. Boom. That is the time for hurricane season. If a hurricane hits, then I can go ahead and send up my drone and assess the damage. I could go ahead and utilize that drone to, if I want to get out of Dodge after the fact, I can go ahead and utilize it to see if the roads are clear. I can go ahead and utilize it to see if there is a wildfire that is going to push me out of my home. I can go ahead and see during civil unrest if there is a mob or some type of riot coming towards my house. All of this is possible because you have the ability to generate power. I know in this economy, in this day and age, people don't have a lot of disposable income. But if you are a prepper, then most of the time you have already shown the ability to go ahead and pinch pennies, put a little bit of money away, and to prepare for the worst case scenario or the normal scenarios, like here in Florida, like I said, hurricane country. Again, once you've put away your security, your food, your water, your first aid, and your shelter, you have put all that away. And if you have any disposable income left over, I would highly encourage you to invest it in some means of solar generation. This Jackery 290 right here, I got at Home Depot. I got a military discount, got 10% off. But after everything was said and done, I walked out of the store with this for just a little over $160. $160 for 290 watts. This could do everything that we just discussed right now. Now, it'll have to be charged more frequently, but you have a base to generate power. You have a base to have lights, batteries, the ability to recharge optics, night vision, thermals, and the ability to power drones. All of these things in a portable refrigerator, all of these things are game changers. These are force multipliers. It's allowed you to have some type of normalcy during SHTF events. And it is very, very important. If you can go ahead and get power generation, like I've said numerous times in this video, then you are just rounding out your preps even more, and you have given yourself a huge advantage over the situation or individuals that would try to take advantage of you and your family and to try to relieve you of your preps. But yes, power generation, a great force multiplier. It goes into many different categories in the prepper sphere. If you got an opportunity, if you can save for it and purchase it, go ahead and do so. Now, this is not, I'm not telling you what to do, but this is what I do. All right, YouTube. If you like this video, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you like my content, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. Let me know what you think is power generation. Do you think it is a force multiplier? And then let me know, hey, if you have power generation, what type do you have? How do you utilize it? What would you do differently? All right, YouTube, that's enough for now. This is Gonna Restart in 67. I'm out.